Hey everyone, welcome back. I want to tell you about the day I sat in my delivery van at 8 p.m. on Christmas Eve, staring at my last package, a delivery 30 minutes out of my way, and almost just drove home. I was exhausted, freezing, behind schedule. My family was waiting. And this package? Just another box. Nobody would know if I marked it undeliverable and dealt with it after the holiday. This is about what happens when your job feels invisible and meaningless, and how one Bible verse changed everything about how I see my work. I'd been a delivery driver for 3 years, 200 packages a day, 10 to 12-hour shifts, the app tracking every second, every stop, every delay. People treated me like I was invisible, didn't make eye contact, didn't say thank you, just grabbed their package and closed the door. Or worse, they complained that it took too long or was left in the wrong spot. I was just a means to an end, a body that brought them stuff, not a person. Customers would watch me on their Ring cameras and complain to my supervisor if I walked across their grass. One woman reported me for wearing headphones, said it was unprofessional. My manager wrote me up. Never mind that the headphones were the only thing keeping me sane during 12-hour days. I started cutting corners, tossing packages, skipping delivery instructions, rushing through everything because the system rewarded speed over care. It's just packages, I'd tell myself. None of this matters. My wife noticed I was getting bitter. You complain about work constantly, she said. Because it's soul-crushing, I snapped. I'm treated like a robot. Nobody cares about me. So quit, she said. And do what? This pays the bills. So I stayed, but I was miserable. I stopped trying, did the bare minimum, counted down the hours. Christmas Eve was the worst day of the year. 400 packages, 14-hour shift. I'd been delivering since 6 a.m. It was now 8 p.m. Dark, cold, my back was screaming, and I had one package left. I pulled it up on my app. Address way out on the edge of my zone, a 40-minute round trip. Text from my wife. Kids are waiting for you to get home so we can start Christmas Eve together. How much longer? I could be home in 10 minutes if I just didn't deliver this one. Mark it, business closed. Deal with it after the holiday. The customer wouldn't even know until tomorrow. I sat there, engine running, staring at that box. I reached for my scanner to mark it undeliverable. Then my phone rang. My pastor. Hey, just wanted to check on you. I know you're working crazy hours, praying for you. Thanks, I'm actually just finishing up. On Christmas Eve? That's rough. But hey, whatever you're doing right now, remember Colossians 3:23. Work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord. He didn't know what I was doing, didn't know I was about to cut corners, but it felt like God knew. I hung up and pulled up the verse. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. I felt convicted, not condemned, just seen. God saw me in this van with this package, making this choice, and he was asking, who are you really working for? I read the full passage, Colossians 3:23-24. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. 3 things hit me. First, whatever you do, not whatever important work, whatever, including the last delivery on Christmas Eve that nobody would notice if I skipped. Second, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. I'd been focused on customers not appreciating me, my manager not valuing me, but that's not who I was working for. Every package I delivered, I was delivering for Jesus. Third, you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. My reward wasn't coming from customers or my paycheck. It was coming from God, and he rewards faithfulness in small, invisible things. I looked at that package again. This isn't just a box. This is an opportunity to serve Jesus, to be faithful when nobody's watching. I put the van in gear and drove the 30 minutes. The address was a small house, lights on, Christmas tree in the window. Before I could ring the bell, the door opened. An elderly woman stood there, tearing up when she saw the box. Oh, thank God, I didn't think it would come tonight. She opened it right there. Heart medication. My pharmacy ran out. I've been stretching what I had, but I ran out yesterday. If this hadn't come tonight, I'd have to go to the ER tomorrow on Christmas to get an emergency refill. I stood there stunned. If I'd gone home, she'd spent Christmas Day in the emergency room. Maybe worse. Thank you. You have no idea what this means. But I did, because God had made sure I knew. I drove home with tears streaming down my face. God had used my pastor's call to stop me from cutting corners, had used Colossians 3:23 to remind me who I was really working for, had shown me that my work mattered, not because humans noticed, but because he did.
The next day, I taped that verse to my dashboard. It changed everything. When customers were rude, I remembered, I'm not serving them, I'm serving Christ. When quotas felt impossible, I remembered, God sees my effort even if the algorithm doesn't. I started praying over my packages. Lord, I don't know what's in these boxes, but you do. Let me serve you well by serving them well. I started taking pride in my work again, not because customers would notice, most still didn't, but because Christ noticed. 6 months later, I got a card from the elderly woman. You saved my Christmas, but more than that, you reminded me that there is still good people who care. If you're working any job that feels invisible and thankless, I want you to know, Colossians 3:23-24 is true. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord. Your work matters because He sees it, He values it, He rewards it. You're not just delivering packages, you're serving people Jesus loves. Your hands and feet in someone's day. Don't cut corners. Don't give up on the last delivery. You're working for an audience of one, and He sees everything.
Thanks for watching. Here are today's reflection questions. When was the last time you almost cut corners at work because you felt invisible or unappreciated? And what stopped you? Or what didn't? If you truly believed God was your boss, watching every task you do, what's one thing you'd do differently at work tomorrow? Drop your thoughts about the story in the comments below. Your experience might encourage someone else facing the same choice. If this resonated with you, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more stories about finding God's purpose in everyday work.